welcome to Tales of Honor Podcast, a podcast dedicated to telling the true stories of every recipient of the Medal of Honor. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tales of Honor Podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Christoph Ambrosch, and I'm recording this episode a little bit in advance. I'm actually recording it on Friday. I usually record on the day, but we have a wedding that my wife and I are going to be going to tomorrow and Sunday morning. Going to be quite honest with you, probably not going to be in the greatest of shape to write, record, and publish. So getting it done ahead of time while I'm of sound body and mind. Today's episode is episode number 331, and I don't have any birthdays to go over today, so let's move right on into today's episode. James was born in Scotland in 1825, and when he joined the U.S. Navy, he was living in New York. It was his actions as a seaman during a rescue mission that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "Served on board the USS Metacomet as a member of the boat's crew which went to the rescue of the U.S. Monitor Tecumseh when that vehicle was struck by a torpedo in passing the enemy forts in Mobile Bay, 5 August 1864. Seaman Avery braved the enemy fire which was said by the Admiral David Farragut to be one of the most galling he had ever seen, and aided in rescuing from death 10 of the crew of the Tecumseh, eliciting the admiration of both friend and foe." James received the Medal of Honor 17 months later on the 15th of January 1866, along with 5 other members of his crew. He continued to serve in the Navy, and many years later, when he was a cook, the captain discovered that he was a Medal of Honor recipient. When confronted about this, James responded by saying, quote, "That can tell you more about it than I can. I did like the rest of the men that day, and I never expected anything more than my pay and rations. We tried to do our duty, and when we saw the men in the other ship being shot down and some drowning, we could only try to help them. God knows it was hard to see them being murdered without much chance for escape." End quote. James Avery died in Norfolk, Virginia on the 11th of October, 1898, and he is buried in the Captain Ted Conaway Memorial Naval Cemetery in Portsmouth, Virginia, plot 3-6-12. And that was a tale of honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor Podcast. Head on over to talesofhonorpodcast.com where you can read these stories, see other ways to support the show, and easily share a story with your friends and family. Tales of Honor Podcast is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme song, A New Beginning, is by Ben Sound. If you have any questions or comments, you can send them to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, I'm Christoph Ambrosch. Thanks for listening.